We initiated this in 2016, first with a poetry and music event between Dominicans and Haitians, and bringing us together. What ended up evolving, right, inside of, there was a discussion that I had with somebody, a photographer who would always go to the Dominican Republic and Haiti, and he was like, one of the things that really bothers me is that I keep seeing these young girls, these young people with white dolls. And he was like, I really would love to, do like a Christmas party to give these black dolls to these children. And I said, okay, well, we can do that. And that really actually sparked the Black Doll Project.
When we started, and we're talking about blackness, what it is to be black, what it means to be black, and I also I was talking about racism and colorism as well, and trying to ask them what they thought the difference was, and I explained it to them how it's just within our own community where we have that sense of prejudice against each other, and then I noticed that there was a table of the three main the Haitian girls sitting together. And I at first didn't notice that they separated themselves. It was actually one of the workers and two of the older students. And so I went over there and I specifically was speaking to them about their experience here being Haitian. And what does that mean? And what they go through, and how do they have a support system? And how does that support system help them? And how they want to help others. So we had that conversation amongst them because I think they felt that they were kind of left out. And then I noticed one that when she came here, she didn't want to be here. But by the end she was smiling, and she actually did this one first, and then she did this one. And then she finished this one for one of the workers that walked out because she had to put the snacks together. So she did this one. And the other girl who is Haitian as well, Marita, she did this one. I made them also talk amongst themselves, in terms of what we were talking about. What is blackness? What does that mean to you? What are your experiences? And how have you, what support system do you have? And how do you still keep your spirits up when you're around that negativity? And constantly reinforcing them that black is beautiful. I hope you know that black is beautiful.
Saludos desde New York City. Aquí tienes una muñeca especial para que siempre sepas que eres bella, eres querida y eres perfecta, como Dios te hizo. Que la disfrutes, que mucho amor esta muñeca que envía por alguien como tú.
Esta me trae muchos momentos de mi infancia en República Dominicana, patria de la cual nunca me he podido separar ni de cuerpo ni menos de alma.
Quiero que sepas que la mente es lo más poderoso que puede ser usada en tu vida. Con amor y pensamientos positivos puedes tener la vida que deseas. Nunca olvides que tienes valor. Mucho amor, Reina.
Children had a chance to sit down. They wrote down some of their ideas, and so the piece of it that was really dope to see was they used photo voice to tell their stories of how they were connecting to their communities. And so they went outside and they took photos of how they defined it, and it was really nice to see how they took this abstract idea and made it concrete using their photos to tell their stories.
Una cosa que te gustó.
A mí me gustó las historias de las fotos.
A mí me gustó que la diferencia entre los dos colores, que todos somos iguales.
We're trying to get the students to think about their community here, but also the other people that come together that forms that community. And there is this divide on us versus them. But I also want them to who is us and who is them. If we think community is love, it's about being with your neighbor, it's hearing music outside, you can feel the sun, you can do so many things within your community. Why is it them versus us? Just for them to also understand that community can mean so many different things other than I'm this and you're that.
And so in 2017, we started asking people to donate black dolls and really understanding that the media does a really good job at creating disenfranchising us, like really a great job at not being able to see who we are as black people on the televisions and the newspapers radio, there's a lot of propaganda. And it's even much more augmented in the Dominican Republic because the government actually relegates all of that, right? So there's a lot of anti-blackness, a lot of anti-Haitianism sentiments. And unlike here in the United States, we say racism, but in the Dominican Republic, how do you quantify racism? So we initiated this Black Dot Project to combat this anti-blackness sentiment, and to really affirm our young people so they can love who they are, and all manifestations of who they are, but to really combat white supremacy and what has taken place with colonization, through colonization. And then through that, we were asked to create handmade dolls. And so we created 40 handmade dolls and we sent them to the Dominican Republic, which then sparked actually having young people make their own dolls so that we could have conversations with them as they're creating their dolls around racism, around discrimination, around body and politics and hair politics, so that they can understand what this really signifies. And it's not only for young people, adults also very much benefit from this as well, right? And to really, so it was really a spark to bring awareness to the issues that are impacting us as people from the African and indigenous diaspora.